Hello there, thank you for staying with us and welcome to another of Channels Beam on Channels Television. I'm Victor Matthias. Now, Nigeria's digital space expressed some worry when the CBN put out a circular asking banks not to entertain accounts flowing with money from crypto trade. However, the Apex Bank's chief over the weekend during a virtual conference not only softened his stance on the commodity, he also endorsed the platform upon which the commodity flies, which is blockchain, as also a major driver of Nigeria's digital economy. With the foregoing, today on the program, we will be looking at the future of blockchain and cryptocurrency in Nigeria as we look to keep the growing digital economy. But before we do all of that, let's first of all take a look at the trending topics in the past week.
The Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, trended following information about an attack on him in which he ran for 1.5 kilometers without stopping. Ortom was said to be at a farm on Saturday with 6 security operatives when unidentified gunmen, numbering about 15, reportedly fired at them. The gunmen, as posited by Ortom, were herdsmen. Those who found the story rather amusing marveled at the athletic prowess of the governor, while others sympathized with him, citing that he had been very vocal against killer herdsmen and bandits and therefore needed to be protected at all costs. The self-acclaimed Yoruba activist was on the trend after he allegedly issued another quit notice to Fulani herdsmen while declaring the Yoruba nation. These comments attracted reactions from a cross-section of Nigerians on social media. While some supported his divisive statement, others called on him to be very cautious with the way he was going about his self-styled activism and freedom fighting so as not to drag everyone into the abyss.
Well, there you go. Those were the top trending topics on social media in the past week, but you can be a part of the conversation today. You can tweet at us at Channels TV, at Channels Beam, at Victor_MBIDI. You can use the hashtag Channels Beam as well as the hashtag cryptocurrencies. But now let's commence the program. And joining us is Bolaji Onubudo. He has over 18 years of professional experience in information systems consultancy, software development, and information security. Over the years, he has closely worked with senior management in delivery enterprise solutions for several Fortune 500 companies in the UK and North America. He joins us via Zoom from Lagos. It's a pleasure to have you on the program today, Bolaji. Well, we also have with us Abiodun Dabiri. He is a Nigerian blockchain engineer working on blockchain technology. He has over 4 years of experience in the blockchain field, where he consults for businesses looking to implement blockchain technology. Abiodun currently works as an engineering manager at Essential Software Company, where he leads a team of engineers building interesting fintech and supply chain solutions. He also joins us via Zoom from Lagos. Abiodun, it's a pleasure to have you on the program today as well.
Very much, Victor. It's a pleasure to be on this program.
Indeed. Eventful weekend for the digital space. Of course, we had pronouncements made by the CBN governor at a virtual conference, which was organized for financial correspondents and business editors. But one of the things he made mention of was, or that got people interested and also speaking on social media, was the cryptocurrency and blockchain as well. But I mean, what did he say different from from the circular that was put out by the CBN some weeks back?
If I may come in there, I think from the circular, CBN was very critical on cryptocurrency. The governor then did express concerns that there were a lot of fraudsters, potential terrorists, and so on using cryptocurrency majorly, and also money launderers. So that position was very negative. And unlike the position he took just before the weekend or over the weekend, seems to be a little bit more neutral, whereby they were saying that they weren't restricting Nigerians as a whole from using cryptocurrency, but just that the banks were not allowed to facilitate transactions. So those are the two key things here. So definitely there's been a cool down on the initial reaction, and we hope that that would lead to a more positive approach to adopting and allowing the banks to provide facilitation as many other countries do.
I mean, since the first circular and now, so the banks no longer allow all of this. You know, so what has been happening? How have people been trading in the commodity ever since?
Well, really, there is peer-to-peer trading. As you know, Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies were designed as a peer-to-peer money or payment system, and that's the essential component of the blockchain. Enables this peer-to-peer transactions. So many of the exchanges have launched peer-to-peer interfaces whereby they can bring together a seller of crypto to meet a buyer of crypto, and then they can settle themselves where the platform just provides some sort of an escrow of the cryptocurrency to ensure that the seller obviously has the cryptocurrency and then is allowed to only release the cryptocurrency to a buyer once a trade has started. So that way they handle counterparty risk, but from the cryptocurrency side.
All right. Let me quickly go to Abiodun, who is also joining again via Zoom. So obviously, Abiodun, like Balaji has just said, he's saying that obviously the trades now go on what's it called, peer to peer. But if that goes on that way, how do they track, especially as they're trying to boost the digital economy? How do they track proceeds, or how do they track trade and all of that for them to even be able to get proceeds to the government or increase in revenue and all of that? How is that going to be possible, so to speak, now?
Well, that wouldn't be so possible anymore. Why? Because, you see, if the government had regulated the industry and provided the financial institutions with the ability to allow cryptocurrency transactions, allow certain companies to provide off-ramp and on-ramp services, they would be able to benefit from this. But at the moment now, there's no way they can benefit, because how do you identify a cryptocurrency transaction that occurs between two parties? I mean, people send money between themselves many times a day. How do you know what the purpose of that money is for? Unless you want to start going through the narrations of the transactions to identify if they mention cryptocurrency words in them. So it's a real challenge, and that says somewhat that what the CBN governor has said earlier about banks not participating in cryptocurrency, and then clarifying by saying that we are not stopping Nigerians from trading in cryptocurrency, right? But then the banks have the challenge of how do we identify cryptocurrency transactions if we want to adhere to the CBN rule to ensure that brokers and exchanges cannot do cryptocurrency transactions with the Nigerian banking system. So they can't benefit so much. They would only earn the usual stamp duty fees and whatever they earn from transactions between two individuals. But earning transactions or proceeds from cryptocurrency itself, they can't, because as far as they know, it's not happening in their own ecosystem. So there are no cryptocurrency transactions flowing through the Nigerian banking system. Because for you to confirm that there are, you need to identify those cryptocurrency transactions first and foremost. So if you can't identify them, you can't benefit from them. So I don't think they will benefit from it at all.
All right. So, but clearly, they're trying to push Nigeria's digital economy using blockchain technology. Now, how can they route all of that? Because, like the CBN governor said, which is of course the obvious, cryptocurrencies run on blockchain now. So, if you want to boost the digital economy using these two key flyers, how can that be done?
Okay. So there are cryptocurrencies and then there are stablecoins. Cryptocurrencies use the blockchain technology. Stablecoins also use the blockchain technology. If the government were to push a stablecoin, a Nigerian stablecoin, or maybe they decide to push a stablecoin that, maybe adopt the USDT, for instance, they would then be able to benefit from the transaction. They would be able to push the digital economy. They can do remittances easily, and they can do a whole lot more. It's sort of like what China is doing with the digital yuan. Once you can digitize the Nigerian naira and then reduce the cost of microtransactions, you can boost the economy. Why? Because a lot of people can't spend 100 naira digitally, maybe because it costs them a certain amount, maybe up to 10 naira to send 100 naira. That's almost 10%, right? And truth of the matter is, when you look at transaction costs, for you to boost the Nigerian economy by ensuring that microtransactions are easy to do, you will go a long way, because a lot of the transactions people do are microtransactions. 100 naira, 1,000 naira, 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira, 30,000 naira. Those kind of transactions can boost the economy if they are digitized, and it becomes easier for anyone to hold and exchange this. So that's one way of boosting it, by adopting blockchain and a stable coin. But a cryptocurrency, the government isn't really keen about it, because it doesn't really benefit them so much unless they regulate the industry. If you regulate the cryptocurrency exchanges, the brokers, then you can hope to earn. But if you outrightly ban the banks from dealing with it, you can't regulate it, you can't control it.
All right. Bolaji, let me just come back to you. I mean, so we keep saying cryptocurrencies, but the most visible of them all is Bitcoin. But we know there are others, Ethereum, and a couple of others. I mean, why aren't we seeing a lot of traction or a lot of movement in that respect?
Well, the others, obviously, this is a specialist area, and those who know more of the other sort of assets are the ones that tend to trade in there. So you mentioned Ethereum, you have Cardano, you have the Binance token BNB, and so on and so forth. So traders, crypto traders, and investors who are well versed are able to go into these other alternatives or coins. They call them alternative coins or altcoins, and that's because sometimes their yield or gains is a little bit higher than that of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has enjoyed such a phenomenal growth in terms of capital gains of around 6 millionth percent. So many of those other alternative coins are also beginning to see similar gains. For instance, Ethereum is around $1,800 now. And as far back as a year ago, it was just about $300. So you can imagine those who are able to keep track of some of these alternative coins are able to benefit from sometimes the double or double increase in its value. So that's really the thing about the altcoins. They can often have a higher growth potential.
So I mean, in all of the policies, I mean, let me not say flip-flop, but in all of the policies that have been going on, even with the SEC, the CBN, have they come up in any discussion? Because it seems Bitcoin seems to be taking the forefront.
Yes, the alternative coins have come up, and this is why SEC's position, which was published in September last year, 2020, is that most cryptocurrencies and tokens are automatically assumed to fall under the securities category or classification until obviously there's a review or the issuer proves to SEC that the token is not a security. So you have some that are labeled utility tokens, like Bitcoin, for instance, or Ethereum. And you have some that are issued for the sole purpose of fundraising for a company, through a process known as the initial coin offering, similar to, or ICO, which is similar to initial public offer that you normally find in the capital market.
Right.
But except with the ICO, you only raise funds with Bitcoin or Ethereum or some of the old popular coins.
All right, just hold your thoughts for a second, Bolaji and Biodun. We'll take a quick break. And when we return, of course, we'll still keep track on some of the things the CBN governor said over the weekend concerning some of these technologies, which is blockchain as well as cryptocurrencies. Please stay with us.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for staying with us. We still have with us our panelists on Zoom. We have with us Abiodun Dabiri as well as Bolaji Onibudo. But so, I mean, before we went on the break, I was talking about you know, other trade commodities, other trade coins that Bolaji actually gave us like a breakdown. But again, just to go back to what the CBN governor said over the weekend, he says, and I quote, our policy stand does not preclude Nigerians from harnessing the benefits of the underlying technology that support crypto transactions, which is a distributed ledger, commonly referred to as blockchain. There are several examples where blockchain technology has been used to facilitate and improve transparency in the settlement of trade transactions. Our regulatory sandbox is available for fintech companies to explore the use of blockchain technology in areas that would be beneficial to the Nigerian economy. Now, that's the CBN governor talking over the weekend. So, again, Bolaji, this time around, speaking about uses that would be beneficial to the Nigerian economy, in what respect or in what aspect do you think the use of blockchain can be channeled to benefit the economy?
Thank you very much for this question. It's actually applicable to all traditional forms of record keeping, ledgers, title documents such as land registry, stocks, of course, with capital market. We did know that the last chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, Clayton, did mention that all stocks in the capital market eventually will be issued and traded on via the blockchain. I personally was involved with a pilot project where I led the technical team for the implementation of the excise trade management software for the Nigerian customs using blockchain technology, which was based on the Oracle blockchain service. So we are beginning to see areas of advantages where things like driver's license, passports are to be issued over the blockchain. As you know, Dubai is one of the leading countries who is looking to embark on this total type of transformation to ensure security, transparency, provenance, and of course, access to all. And this is why, you know, blockchain is quite key. And if you look at artwork, for instance, that's also beginning to become a major buzz within the crypto and blockchain corners. There was an art piece that sold for $69 million a couple of weeks ago. That was a totally a digital art piece, and it was not in the physical form. So people are able to easily verify and authenticate documents that are issued or art forms or things that represent value more reliably than our traditional methods of using biro and paper. As you know, there are a lot of fake CFO, certificates of occupancy, being flagged around for one land. Lots of fraudulent activity do come up, but with blockchain, you can be certain of what you're getting. And these are just a few benefits that we hope to have as we begin to implement this more globally.
Fantastic. Okay, as we wind down, let me just move quickly to Abiodun. Abiodun, so with all of this now, what would you say is the future of blockchain and cryptocurrency in Nigeria?
Well, the future of both is very bright in Nigeria, right? The future of cryptocurrency, a bit much more even brighter than blockchain. Why? Because you see, in Nigeria, we haven't yet gotten to the digitization of all records. Unfortunately, a lot of people are still comfortable using paper invoices. Till people start using digital versions of documents, right? That is when we can really adopt it fully. But everybody is comfortable with money. Everybody is interested in making money. And the laws of supply and demand means that cryptocurrency will still be quite very strong. But I see blockchain being adopted in compliance, right? It can help you do proper compliance. And just like my colleague said, it also allows you to track and audit. And because you can't forge records created with a blockchain, it's easier for you to do long-term storage and validation after years. So yes, the future is very bright for both aspects of the technology.
That future we all can't wait for, and let's hope that everything will be put in place to ensure that we see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I'd have to say thank you for joining us today on the program. Abiodun Dabiri as well as Bolaji Onibudo. Both of you joined us via Skype from your offices in Lagos.
Thank you very much, Matthias.
Thank you very much.
I hope you didn't miss much trades, though. Either ways, thank you once again. But that's where we are. We'll take now a look at the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week.
For the second week running, the parade of a police corporal and other suspected ritualists as well as armed robbers kicks off this week's most viewed videos. It's followed by the Benue State Governor's claim that he's been penciled down for elimination by the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association after his convoy was attacked over the weekend.
I appreciate the security personnel attached to me. They were able to repel them, and they could not have access to me. And thank God for my fitness to have run for more than 1.5 kilometers.
Third place is taken by the reception of the World Trade Organization Director General Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala by President Muhammadu Buhari. In second, the rescue of 3 children from a torture den in Anambra State comes in. While for the upteenth time, a 2018 video of a tanker explosion on the Otedola Bridge in Lagos takes the top spot as the most viewed video in the past week.
And with over 5 million views and counting, that video still tops the charts, for several weeks. But if the video you were hoping to see in the charts wasn't there, just head over to our YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/channelsweb. Watch the videos, share with your friends, your families, as well as your foes if you like. And who knows, perhaps next week we just might see that video on the charts. But that's where we wrap it up on the program today. Thank you for watching. I'm Victor Matthias.